Okay. I'm not about to keep fucking playing with you.
Okay. What's up, everybody? It's Fish here with DreamVision. We got top 8, YCS Rhode Island, Ultimate Time Wizard. Got Kris here with his Dragons. How you feel about the tournament?
The tournament was good. This is pretty much what I expected it to be. A lot of value, a lot of black wings. Fortunately, I was able to dodge a lot of the black wings. I only played it once. It was fun. It was a lot of fun winning. I went undefeated in Swiss. Lost in top 8.
What did you run?
I call it D.E.I Dragons. So it is a bit like the Flip Dragon list, but with a lot of differences. So it's the Dead, 3 Rhythm D, 3 Wyvern, 1 Prime, 1 Drago, 3 Debris. And you got different debris targets throughout the deck. I'll show you what they are. We played 2 Dandelion. I know Sagface made a comment about me playing Dandelion, and for the same reason that he said, I think it's really broken that you just Black Rose your opponent. Debris Dragon obviously unlocks the Dragon's extra deck, so like you can make Stardust, Red Dragon Archfiend, Ancient Fairy I made a couple times. But I guess the biggest thing is being able to make Iron Chain and Black Rose and Stardust is really strong at different points of the game. And if you can Black Rose your opponent and end up with 2 tokens, you're pretty far ahead. 2 Caius. I really like 3. This is one of the only things I changed from my list. I was playing 3 at first, and I wanted to get closer to 40. So we cut 1 Caius, 1 Chaos Sorcerer. You really sometimes you just want to be able to special summon something that can either be tributed for a Caius or a Prime Material, and then also obviously the Banish effect's really strong. 1 Lala, 3 Raikou, Gores, Card Trooper, Plague, Gale, Spirit Reaper. I really like Spirit Reaper. Just the diversity of being able to put something on the board that your opponent might think is a Raikou, and then it's not a Raikou, it's a Spirit Reaper. And just buying yourself turns. Sometimes it's good just so that you can tribute it later. Sometimes it's just a good stall card to get to Future Fusion or a bigger play. For the spells, we played Heavy, Brain, 1 MST, 1 Charge, 1 Foolish, obviously the God card Future Fusion, and then 2 Gold Sarks. And then 7 traps. A lot of people play Dragons and they just assume it's going to be a really trap heavy deck. A lot of people sided a bunch of back row hate against me, and this is all I had. I actually beat somebody, one of the Frog guys I beat, he set a MST, and I just never set anything. Never played a Future Fusion, nothing. And he actually kind of beat himself because the Treeborn set in the graveyard pretty much the whole game because he couldn't get rid of MST.
Okay. So how many cards you made that?
It's 41 right now. Probably will stay at 41. I don't plan on making any changes to the main. The biggest changes are going to come in on the side. You want side or extra deck next?
Extra deck.
Alright, so we got 1 5-hit, 2 Chimera Tech, 1 Catastor, Ancient Fairy, Brio, Black Rose, Iron Chain, Darken, Colossal Fighter, Goyo, Stardust, Thought Ruler, RDA, Trident Dragon. Trident Dragon actually comes up. It didn't come up in the tournament. It came up in the Black Rose tournament that you and I were in. You can just OTK your opponent with like Iron Chain and Debris or Prime Material and Debris. The side deck is where I would make the most changes. So it's 2 Cyber Dragon, 2 Crow, 1 Drago, 1 Vortex, 1 Mind Control, 2 Pulling the Rugs, 2 Threatening Roars. The theory behind this was mostly for 4 decks, Gigabyte's deck, and GBs. Just because like this deck can struggle if it's going against like GBs or like Blackwings, because of the lack of amount of rail traps. Like, you need real traps to just change the tempo against those decks. 2 bottomless and 2 Raigeki break. So the theory behind this, sad story, my cards got stolen like a month before the tournament. So my best friend had to like just order everything for me and just replace the stuff so that I could have it for the event. So this is not really the side deck that I wanted to play, but it's what I kind of had to play based on the time constraint. So the real side deck probably would be like 3 pulling a rug. I'd probably do 2 bottomless and 2 deep prisons. Keep the threatening roars, and then this would probably stay, and this would probably stay. Maybe go 2 Drago and still keep the mind control, but it worked well enough for the weekend to get undefeated. So I'm not really upset. It's just what I'm theory crafting right now.
How you feel about the Time Wizard tournament at Rhode Island?
It was fun. I didn't get one judge call. I know that there was some bad judge calls that happened throughout the day, but most of them got corrected. So, I mean, it was fun. It's 45 minutes. I wish Konami would make it like turns like it used to be, but I understand that it's mostly a judge-related thing, so it is what it is.
So the next YCS, what do you think is going to be popular?
I think GBs and Forks will continue to be popular because Forks is just fun, really consistent, and it's incredibly aggressive. Like, if you just get the substitute Dandy and somebody was playing Kinkabeo, and that was kind of cool too. Just substitute Frogs, period, are just broken in Edison. So I always think people are going to continue to play that, and then because of that, they're going to counter with GBs and Black Wings and Vayu. I think that'll always, those 4 will always be like the most consistent and the ones that people are going to play if they want to top. But I feel like you can play anything in Edison. That's why I won't stop playing Dragons.
Okay. Any other thoughts on the build? Any other ideas behind it that people might not be looking at? I know Debris Dragon is one of the main cards.
Yeah, Debris is one of the main cards. Debris is probably the best dragon in Edison outside of Red MD. Only thought I had was, play more. I would play the 3rd highest. I think highest is probably another one of the best cards in Edison, obviously. A lot of people know that. And yeah, I mean, Sackface made a really good point. This deck does have some consistency issues if you open all monsters. And so the other thing I thought about playing was 1 or 2 more discard cards. Like the Vortex probably could have went in the main. And you could probably get away with maybe like 1 Raigeki break. There's a lot of cards in the deck that really is just pretty beneficial to be in the graveyard when you can control when it goes to the graveyard. But that's the only thing that I would say I would change or do to improve the deck.
Okay. Anything else you want to add? Shout outs or any other thoughts on the tournament?
Shout out to my boy Fish for doing the deck profile. Shout out to Team Superstar, everybody here who tests with me. Shout out to Walt's Cards. Shout out to Omar. Shout out to Mike Kelly. Shout out to Indy. I always test with him. Shout out to my boy Ryan, Pizza, Nick Cup, Drew, Panda. Shout out to Becca for helping me get some of my stuff. Anytime I want Europrint stuff, I always get it from her and Panda. Shout out to Pat. Shout out to Dustin, Rob, Corey, Mr. Will, my fiance, and my family. Everybody who support me, love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I actually shout out to God because none of this would be possible without him. So, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That's it.
Well, all right, good. Well, congratulations on the top. I'm sure some people will be interested to see the breakdown of the deck list. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. Me and you not too different.